Hey everybody, it's Mr. Francis, and I'm doing a little something different for chapter 23. Instead of going through all the notes that I've had from the previous chapter, as you start chapter 23, which is our chapter on organic chemistry, I want you to focus on three things in this chapter, and those three things will actually take you through it, and then will make sense as you continue on. First off, with organic chemistry, structure is key. The structure of the molecule versus the molecular formula. The molecular formula, and this is one of the things I emphasize totally in an organic class, is the molecular formula tells us nothing in terms of what type of organic compound we have. The structure, on the other hand, will tell us if we're dealing with a hydrocarbon, if we're dealing with an alcohol, an alkane, an aldehyde, a ketone, a carboxylic acid, and all those. So structure is going to be very important. That's the first thing that you're going to pick up as you go through the chapter. And one of the things that you want to do is look at the structures of the first 10 straight chain, what we call alkanes and hydrocarbons. And the alkanes are, all you have are carbon-carbon single bonds. But you'll see those structures are going to dictate what you have for the molecule. So the first thing is structure. Second is naming. In organic chemistry, the name of the organic molecule that you work with actually is really easy to figure out, because a lot of times you can look at just the end of the name. If the ending is ANE or ENE or YNE, if it's OL, if it's ONE, if it's oic acid, that ending will actually tell you exactly what type of organic molecule you're working with. At the same time, with the nomenclature, what you want to do is you want to memorize what we call the first 10 names, the first 10 straight chain, from methane, which is the simplest, to decane. And primarily you want to focus on the first 10. For those first 10, you want to focus on the first syllable. So methane, eth, but, which is 4, and then from 5 to 10, if you know those prefixes, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, deca, you know how many carbons are in there. So nomenclature is going to be important. And in fact, for those of you who are going to be in an organic class in the fall, whether it be here at Allen or it be at your next institution, nomenclature is going to be big. You're going to have, and in fact, if you go through the quizzes for chapter 23, one of the quizzes is just strictly nomenclature, and that's going to be important. So structure, nomenclature, and then finally reactions. The final part of chapter 23 focuses on some reactions, and what I want you to pay attention to with those reactions is two things. First off, what type of organic molecule is being used in the reaction? Is it an alkane? Is it an alcohol? Is it an aldehyde? Is it a carboxylic acid? And then second, what reagent is being used? Organic reactions are actually very simple if you know those two things. It really is, because you know, alkane plus chlorine, or one of the halides, is only going to do one thing, and one thing only. An alkene plus HCl is only going to do one thing, and the reaction is only going to happen in one place in the structure. An alcohol plus a carboxylic acid, again, that reaction is going to be very simple, and it's only going to occur at one part in the structures of the molecules. So when you look at the reactions, pay attention to those areas with that. Okay, so those three things, structure, nomenclature, and reactions, are what I want you to focus on in this chapter. I also want you to note the dates for this chapter. I'm giving you a week and a half to complete chapter 23 because it's rather long. So the test for chapter 23 actually doesn't open till next week. And then the same thing with the lab. It's not due till next week. So pay attention to the dates. We're wrapping things up really quickly. So with that, take care. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.